What's up, guys? This is Luke. Got my setup. Got to face away from the sunlight. I know that's not good, but the wind is blowing into this microphone. This thing sucks. Anyways, though, so you're standing like where I have done a ton of partying, done a ton of drinking, all that shit. Our house is like right over there. I'll even show you, like, let me flip this around. That's one of the fires. Like, that's where we used to have our fire. And I mean, we still come out here. A lot of my friends and stuff. There's probably bottles and stuff in the background. That's not all from us. Most of the time we did pretty legitimately well at picking up all of our stuff. But I don't know, could have done better. Anyways, though, let's think of a topic for the blog today. I guess I already talked about buy-in and stuff on the way out here, like trying to get your friends to buy into stuff and like trying to get your friends change, which isn't necessarily a good way to go. You're gonna sound like some crazy like religious fanatic or something. Like he's like, okay, like not buying into that because I don't see it working for you yet. And then maybe once stuff starts working, that's when people will start buying into it and being like, holy shit, like maybe you're actually doing really well. Like I was just saying, coming out here to the fire, like all bottles and stuff in the background, place that we used to party at all the time, still party at a lot of the time. And I don't drink anymore, don't do drugs anymore, obviously. I'm trying to start this. And I'm still able to hang out with my friends, and I get a lot of mad respect from people that I hang out with that drink all the time, do drugs all the time and stuff. The reason I get that mad respect is because I'm not doing it, but I'm still able to hang out and have fun. That was something I didn't buy into in the beginning of like trying to get sober or whatever. That fucking sucks, dude. I'll be the first to admit that. Like I hate that. I hated everything about it. I hated going out to bars, knowing that I couldn't drink, and like I would tell people that like I wouldn't even own my own recovery. I'd be like, oh, I can't drink because I'm on a UA or something, or I'd say something stupid like that. And the real fact of the matter is, like, it's not that I can't drink. Of course I could drink. Everybody could drink. I could do drugs. Everybody can do drugs. It's just I'm in recovery. Like that shit fucked me up. I'm an addict. Like I can't drink because that's gonna lead my addiction right back to where it was. So that's why I can't do it. But then when I go out and I have fun at bars and like ended up finding a way to do it after a while of recovery and like finding a way to come out here with my friends while they're all like getting shit-faced and partying and having fun and being talkative and social and stuff, like if I just learn, like I had to do a lot of meditation, had to be a lot like real present to the moment, but I've noticed that like once I become really present and I'm all stuck in my head and in my own bullshit, like that's when those feelings that my friends have, those feelings that I was longing for, like wanting to drink, wanting to get fucked up, wanting to have fun and be social, because I'm not a very social person by nature. Like that just wasn't something that was in my genes. Like once I started meditating, come present to the moment, that moment will transfer onto you and it'll like put you in a really good place. If everybody else is having fun, you'll have a lot of fun. Not something I recommend doing right away or whatever, but that is something that can happen. And so, pretty badass. Also, with buy-in, like there's actually a guy I used to work with, and I just found out today I'm gonna be probably sponsoring him. 2 people sponsoring, hopefully. That's awesome. I'm gonna learn so much. I'm gonna be able to talk so much on Sober from Despair from all the lessons I'm learning. Like that's why I want to do all this stuff. Like sponsor, get involved as much as I can, because 1, I'm an addict. I need that. It's good for me. But then 2, like I said earlier, with every private victory, afterwards comes a public victory. Me learning all that stuff, that's gonna transfer onto the website. It's gonna like put me at way better places, like get me to send shit out there, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna just open my brain up even that much more. So excited about that. But talking with him at work, and like I go out a lot of times with people that I used to work with, and when I was at work I'd go out all the time with people I worked with, And he's like having problems, you know. He used to do a lot of drugs, and then now is like drinking, trying to quit drinking. And he ended up texting me today saying like he wants to get help. And me and him had talked about it before, but I wasn't sure if he was serious or not, especially after me just quitting my job and like leaving there. I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. Like, I'm not gonna be the person to call somebody and be like, yo, are you ready to do this? Like, no, they gotta come to me. Like, they gotta buy into it. I'm not gonna sell it to them first. Sell it to them through my actions. But he called me up, or he texted me up, and he was like, yo, like, want to get help. And so we're gonna start sponsoring him, but he just started trying to quit drinking, and he's already going through the withdrawals of it. And I told him straight up, I'm like, dude, like, you should keep drinking. Like, don't stop drinking. Wait until you see a doctor. Wait till you see a professional. And then have them help you get through the withdrawals, because that shit sucks. Like, you could have seizures, you could have a grand mal seizure, you're gonna go through delirium tremens, like all the uncomfortability that, or the discomfort that already comes with withdrawals. But then drinking, benzos, and barbiturates, those are the ones that are killers. And if you're just trying to quit cold turkey, like, and you don't have a good grip on what's really going on, like you don't have a doctor type thing, you don't have the degree to prescribe yourself medication or whatever, like to prescribe yourself stuff to get past the seizures that could happen, you could have those seizures and die. And so definitely got to be careful with that. There was even a lady at my work that had a niece that died from she wanted to quit drinking, and nobody in the family even knew that she really had a problem. And 2 weeks after she got married, like she was like in her 20s, she told her dad that she's an alcoholic and she wants to get help. And so she tried quitting drinking on her own and ended up seizing, got like comatose, and ended up dying a few days later. So going into this, like, even if you're bought all the way in, if you're like, fuck yeah, like I want to do this, like this is what I want, gotta understand that like you have to, it's a process, you know, and the process never stops. Your brain's never gonna be fixed. Like my last video blog, I talked about how we're not responsible, like alcoholics and addicts, like we're not responsible when it comes to drugs. We got to be proactive. This is a lifelong process for the rest of your life. And if you're already bought into it, you got to understand like, all right, I'm bought in, but now what's the next step? We got to get help from somebody, and you can't just do it right away on your own, because that's how mistakes happen. That's how people get hurt. So yeah, hope you enjoy background a little bit. This is weird talking outside. I haven't done this yet. Like, I did it on my first video blog, but like, it was totally different. I was sitting down and I wasn't actually doing this. So, but this, even still, like these blogs and stuff and like starting this website, like I'm finding more and more out every day on what I need to do to make this website happen. And it goes along with recovery, like what I was just talking about. Like, it's not just something you can do. You need to use that momentum and like just start to do it, you know, like figure out what it is and just start going for it. But definitely gonna come along some hiccups, you know, like even with getting the audio quality for this, with finding out that I'm gonna have to get my CAC certifications to be able to do the nonprofit portion of this. With even like I just found out that I'm gonna, when I go to incorporate in the next like couple of weeks, like I'm gonna have to incorporate probably 2 different companies. Like one's gonna have to be nonprofit to do it correctly, and the other one's gonna have to be like a S corporation or C corporation. I got to figure it out, talk with a lawyer and stuff. But I got to do that so that I can make profit off of advertising off the website once it gets going better, which it will get going better. Hopefully in the next couple years. Next year, next couple years, I don't want to set a date because I have no idea. But it will get going better. We will have some really cool shit coming out. And to make money off of that, I'm going to have to do advertising or something to make money from that. But I can't put that money in the pocket of employees or something if I was doing a nonprofit. if I was doing the charity. So I got to incorporate one way and then do the charity the other way, make 2 different companies. I just found that shit out, but that's through research and like, oh crap, like this isn't gonna be as easy as I thought it was, but that's not discouraging to me. That gets me going. That makes me excited because it means that if I gotta do a lot of stuff to make it happen, it means it's gonna be a really big deal. Just like recovery. If you gotta do a lot of stuff for recovery, if you gotta like go to AA meetings all the time, or you got to go to NA meetings, or you have to go to therapy like I've had to do, if you got to go to rehab like I've had to do, if you got to piss in cups every week like I've had to do and I just had to do yesterday, you got to get a sponsor like I've had to do, if you're going to start sponsoring people like I've done, like all this stuff, it's a whole lot of stuff. Like that's a lifestyle change. Recovery is not a life, it's a lifestyle that gives you life. And once you have recovery, you learn all these cool principles, setting boundaries and stuff like that, whatever it is, like badass shit. And that transfers into your other aspects of your life. And with having the lifestyle of recovery, you get to develop a really cool ass life. Just like being open-minded, you know, like that's a really big principle in recovery. And now I'm having friends like come to me and want to get into recovery because they're buying in, but my open-mindedness is telling me like, dude, you got to do it this certain way. Or my open-mindedness with even being with friends that are still messed up and like being there for the friendship, not because they're doing drugs and I think it's bad, so I'm not going to be friends with them anymore or something like that. Like that plays into all of that. It like just builds on top of each other and gives me a badass life. It could give other people a badass life, and it's just really cool. So I'm gonna sign off because I don't really have anything else to say. Still kind of getting used to this whole audio thing and all this stuff. So thanks for coming on SoberFromDespair.com. We're gonna have badass backdrops here soon. We got Colorado Springs, Garden of the Gods, got Pikes Peak in the background, which I could do here soon. Got Manitou Lake right across like a mile away from my house, which I'm gonna walk to here soon, do video blogs there. This is kind of a shitty spot in Colorado, like this exact spot, this backdrop. I mean, this is just behind my house where I used to party, but it works for right now. So you guys have a good night, all right? Peace out.